Hello, Hearties all over the world. Thank you so much for joining us for yet another special live event celebrating season 8 of Hallmark Channel's When Calls the Heart. You guys know me. I'm Deidre Behar with Entertainment Tonight. And today I'm joined by some of my favorite gentlemen from Hope Valley. So help me say hello to Aren Buchholz, Paul Greene, and Viv Leacock. Hi, guys.
Hi, everybody.
How are you? How are you? I love these smiles, so much energy.
Just plaster smile.
Right. Hi. Hi, everybody. It's good to see you.
It's been so long.
It's so nice to see your faces. Of course, we're celebrating season 8 of When Calls the Heart, which has been on fire this season, and I'm going to get into some questions. But first, I want to acknowledge that we are still at home. How has life been for you guys? Viv, you're the new guy in town, so I want to start with you. What is life like at home for you right now?
Well, father of 3, husband. So I just listen to what everybody tells me to do. That's all I'm doing. Making breakfasts and lunches and picking kids up, and that's what I do literally every day. Going on, picking people up, taking them to track practice or, whatever they have to do, whatever they want to do. That's what I do.
Total super dad.
I just keep up with my wife. That's what I'm trying to do. That's all I've been trying to do.
Have you and your wife been able to tap into any hobbies or relax or do anything that you guys love doing around the house?
Actually, my wife has decided that she wants to take up woodworking. And so she's currently taking a woodworking class. It's really cool. And she's already got plans for redesigning the whole house. She's got plans for the basement. That's what's going on right now.
Wow. Well, that is seriously impressive. I have got to up my quarantine game. I have not channeled my inner woodworker quite yet. So we're going to follow up with your wife.
Now's the time. Do it now. Do everything you want to do.
Totally. Aren Buchholz, great to see you. How are you?
I'm so good. I've been actually doing a lot of the same. I live with my sister. We're roommates, and we've been doing some renovations in the house. We redid our deck, so we put a bunch of sod down, like fake grass, but it's got a little Palm Springsy vibe out there. It's pretty sweet. And then we got a breakfast nook we just built. I'm sitting in it right now, so super excited about that.
Wow, you guys just really know how to stay busy and stay on top of your game. Paul, pressure's on. What have you been up to?
Funny enough, we actually laid grass on top of our roof deck, just it's not real grass, but it looks really real. It's got holes for the rain and kind of built an oasis right above that we can be outside quite a bit. And that just building the roof deck is what we're up to. And I've been in this studio doing podcasts and writing and releasing new music. And it's just kind of been like a studio, a man cave of songwriting. And I do a lot of live on Facebook and Instagram and YouTube. So I've been on virtual stage quite a bit.
Yeah. Well, I know the creativity is just always overflowing, and we're grateful that you share so much of that with us through social media. Of course, When Calls the Heart, season 8, you guys have been delivering. There's only been 2 episodes so far, but we are so enthralled with everything going on in Hope Valley. Viv, I want to kick it back to you, of course, as the newcomer to Hope Valley. I would love to know, what has your experience been like joining the show here in season 8?
It's been great. Everybody was so welcoming. And I know a lot of the cast from other projects we worked on, Paul and I go way back. And myself and Kevin and Pascal and Loretta and Rockar and Martin. Martin and I were neighbors. And our kids went to the same school. A lot of Vancouver actors know each other, so it's really cool. And then I met my man Aren on day 1, and such a sweetheart. Just all good, welcomed me in. And he was just we're gonna have a lot of fun, and everything's cool. And my kids getting to work on such a well-oiled machine and be a part of such a welcoming and warm cast is the greatest thing in the world. Yeah, it's been great.
Yeah, your son's doing a good job too, man. It's so fun to watch him do things, and it's you're he's doing amazing for. And it's just so cool that you guys can be there together. I was so jealous because I wasn't able, like, happy for you, and also being really missing my son watching you work with your son.
Yeah. No, it's thank you, man. No, it's been such a cool thing, and my kids, they love everybody in the cast, and they'll, and they're just like, and they want to go watch. They want to go watch people, like, when they're not even doing anything. They want to go see what everybody's doing, and I've just been blown away. They've dropped into it, and I'm really blown away by just how naturally they picked it up.
And that's your son's first role, right?
First time.
Yeah.
First time.
Pretty cool.
Yeah.
Pretty cool.
Yeah, my daughter's done voice acting in the past, but hadn't done any, like, film acting. And so, again, I'm just like, it adds an extra element of nerves to the whole situation.
Yeah. You don't have to remember. You have to remember their lines and your lines. You're like,
Exactly. You're wearing two hats at the same time.
Exactly.
So yeah, in case anybody missed that, Viv is playing Joseph Canfield this season on When Calls the Heart, and your children in real life, your daughter Vienna and your son Elias, they are playing your kids on the show. So you kind of touched on it there, but I'm always so curious when actors get to work on screen opposite their kids. What is it like in those moments where you're exchanging lines and you're there as a proud dad, so proud of your kids, but you're also having to work with them as scene partners? How are you balancing that?
Yeah, it's the biggest balancing act I've ever had to do on set, because usually, like I said before, my daily routine, like I explained, is like, I'm like packing breakfasts and lunches, and running up, driving people all over the place. So when I go to set, people will be like, "Oh, so sorry, we have 4 extra pages of dialogue for you to memorize." I'm like, "That's fine. This is my happy place. It's totally fine. You can give me whatever you want." So all of a sudden, my happy place is still happy, but now I have to be dad and actor at the same time, and that was hard. That was an adjustment, because, like Paul said, not only am I trying to remember my lines, I'm trying to remember their lines and make sure that they're doing everything right. And it was a big learning curve. Thankfully, they like I said, they fell into it and know what they're doing. But yeah, I had to decide between dad and actor on Elias's first day, because he got Peter DeLuise was directing that episode, and he decided to give Elias an extra paragraph to say when he didn't know he was gonna have to say it. And he got so freaked out. He didn't show anybody. Everybody thought he was smiling and everything, and he took me aside and he's like, "I want to go home." He was so scared, and I was like, okay. I got to decide. Am I going to be old school Hollywood dad and be like, "You got to do it," or am I going to be like myself and decide that I'll have to try to get him through it? Thankfully, I talked him down, and he was totally calm, and I showed him that he was really good at memorizing stuff, and we went over it in about 5 minutes. He had memorized everything Peter had asked him to say. And he went up there and nailed it. He went up to the front of the class and he nailed it. And so I said, "You see, that's your first day, and then everything from here on in is going to be great. You're going to be fine."
It'll all fall into place. Yep. Is there one moment that really stands out where you had a real proud dad moment? And obviously no spoilers, but I have to imagine there's some scenes that your kids truly impressed you.
Yeah. There's a scene coming up in episode 4 where I'm not acting. I'm watching my daughter do something. I'm watching Vienna play Angela doing something, and no acting. I had to actually think, wait, this is 1918.
Yeah. I
wouldn't cry. That's what I had to tell myself. Don't cry. Just stay strong. Yeah. And it was hard. It was real, no acting required here. You guys.
I think I know what scene you're talking about.
You know what I'm talking. Yeah, you were there. I
couldn't hold it together, I was tearing up.
And I was looking to him for support, like,
Wow. Well, that sounds really powerful. We'll be tuning in episode 3, 4, all the way through to episode 12 when we get the big finale. My last question to you, Viv, Joseph Canfield is the new guy in town. What can you tease is going to be included in his journey? What are you most excited for fans to learn about him and what he and his family bring to Hope Valley?
Yeah, Joseph is, and I get it from being a dad, being a husband. First and foremost, for me, my family's safety and happiness is paramount. And, given that they were moving from one place to another and there was no, some people usually will move to a place where they know somebody, but they were really coming into a town that they didn't know anybody. And it's really Joseph's kind of, he met some really nice people when he was there and really got a sense that this is a special place. This is a little different than what we're used to. And so it's coming in with a little bit of wariness just because of past situations that the family had been through. But coming in with a lot of optimism and a lot of hope, we're moving to. So,
Yeah.
It really is that. That's really the arc in the beginning of the season for Joseph. It is, we're going to make this move, and hopefully it's the right move. But he feels that it is, given how lovely everybody was when he came through before the family. So, yeah, it again, as a husband and a father. It no acting required. It's exactly what I would do. It's exactly how I'd feel given the same circumstance. So,
well, that sounds like the best acting gig ever, where you get to show up and let your true inner self just kind of shine through.
It really is. It really is. I just get to drop in, and like I said, it's such a well-oiled machine, and so in essence, it really is. I'm the new guy coming into the established set of characters and actors. Like it really is that thing. It art imitates life. So I didn't have to act. I was getting to know some folks, but I did know some folks, and we just had a lot of fun. And Paul is very entertaining with his guitar. That's all I can say.
Oh, Paul, I got some questions about that. But first, I'd like to ask Aren a little bit about Jesse and Clara. Of course, last season, we got to see the beautiful, classy wedding. And now in season 8, we're really kind of diving into what newlywed life looks like for Clara and Jesse. So, Aren, what is going on with this couple in season 8, and what can you tease that we're going to see?
Well, not as sunny as we thought it'd be, huh? Mm-hmm. No rainbows and sunshine right off the bat.
Yeah,
I think coming into the season, Eva and I especially, we thought that, coming off of last season, the couple just got married and they had a few troubles kind of moving in together and getting used to living in the same quarters. So we just assumed, we'll come to the season. It's going to be hunky dory. It's going to be great. And then right away off the bat, we're fighting and we're like, I'll admit at first I was like, really? Like, would they be already at it? Like past that honeymoon phase? But
so you were surprised. You were surprised that the script took this turn.
Oh, yeah. We thought we were going to have a lot more of like that kind of lovey-dovey phase, honeymoon stuff going on. And right away, we just got literally our first day on set was us doing that bedroom scene where we're just like, we're like, okay, let's do it. But once we kind of got more scripts and even just hearing from other people about, their experiences. And I think a lot of people can relate to that. Like when you kind of pass that honeymoon phase, it's quite normal to just kind of those things that you used to love and you'd find like the little idiosyncrasies that would be cute. Now they're just annoying. You gotta
no, they're cute. You don't ever say they're annoying. That's a bad idea.
No, I know. That's true. But they become the thing that you gotta kind of work through together. Yeah, they're not annoying. Don't say annoying.
And I think you do a great job in the show of really showing that even though, marriage has, these ups and down moments, you ultimately, at the end of the day, you really love and appreciate your partner. And it's been wonderful to see Clara and Jesse get back to that place.
Absolutely. And I think, Cabin, like Lee, has some sage advice at the end of the first episode. That was such a beautiful scene. And it's so true. It's like you like, it's not just an emotion. It's not just a feeling, love. You have to like choose to work at it every day and choose love. And that's such a beautiful scene. They wrote that so well.
Seriously. Yeah, that was very, very poignant. The moment with the flowers in the field, it was just so beautiful.
Yeah. And even just for Jesse too, I think it was something I had to talk to John Tinker about and just like kind of really get behind the idea of like, why would Jesse be, because we'll see it as the season goes on, he kind of acts out a little more. And it makes sense from where he came from, because he's had such a chaotic life of living a bad boy life and, in the streets and stuff and having to find his own way. And now that he's past that honeymoon phase and the excitement's kind of gone and they're there, it's stagnant, and he's like, okay, I got to do something. And he kind of just starts to act out again. So I think we'll see a lot more growth out of Jesse, and some cool stuff going.
Well, Aren, now you have me stressed out when you say Jesse's going to be acting out this season. What exactly do you mean by that? What's he going to be getting into?
Just kind of, it makes sense that he would kind of regress a bit. Like some of the things that we thought he might have, completely fixed. You don't really see that there's still some things that he has to work through. And I think it kind of makes sense that he would regress back to that old version of himself a little bit. And he kind of takes, I think, what he has for granted, and we'll see him work through that.
And how does Clara deal with all of this?
I don't know if I should say not so good, but you know what? Our love is so strong, and I think that's just something that we'll see eventually, is that we're inseparable. Like we'll stand the test of time, and people are going to see that.
Okay. No pressure here. I believe every couple has their own journey at their own pace, which they feel comfortable. But I do have to ask, do you think Jesse and Clara are going to be thinking about expanding their family or starting a family?
There are some discussions.
Okay.
I'm not going to give any spoilers, but yeah, I think I could see that in our future for sure.
As Aren, completely removed from the situation,
mm-hmm.
do you want to see Jesse and Clara become parents?
I think so. Yeah. I think that'd be really fun. Having another baby on set, or just even toddlers, I think that'd be a lot of fun.
Right. I imagine with kids, the more the merrier. They're just all so joyful. I know Viv's kids certainly, I'm sure, brought that element to the set this season.
Totally. I think we should babysit first, though. Maybe baby Jack for a couple hours. Take care of it, right? Really get a team for it.
I love that. All right. We'll keep our fingers crossed that things stay on the sunnier side for Clara and Jesse. Paul, I got to talk to you, of course, about Team Infirmary. It seems like things are going great for Carson and Faith. You tell me, what's in their future?
It's pretty bumpy. I mean, it starts off, she comes into town.
Yeah.
Like a very confident city girl with this cowboy, and it's not so. I don't think it's going so well at all. Like this it's a very different. She came back very different, and the scripts, as they unfolded a little bit. There's stuff for both of them to figure out with their the dreams of what they want. And their dreams may not be exactly aligned at all times. So there's definitely more conflict than we've seen with those two, with those folks.
So I'm more referring to after they got over the initial hurdle of, whoa, Nelly, she comes back into town real hot. And then, Paul, you playing the guitar, serenading Faith by the pond. I'm not trying to be cheesy. It really took my breath away because A, I wasn't expecting it, and B, it was just such a beautiful moment between a loving couple. I would love to know the backstory on how your musical prowess got to be thrown into the script.
Well, there's so many great musicians on When Calls the Heart that it's just literally a bunch of horses just waiting to be thrown into the race. Like really, there's so many great singers and even people with full careers. Like Jack Wagner's had a full career in music. I John Tinker showed up on a few of my lives over the quarantine before we started filming, and then in the summer I was doing them, and so he knew I played and sang, and there was an opportunity that he asked me if I wanted to play the guitar, and I was like, yeah. And then that morning I wrote a verse to that song, Waves of Time, and then I've since then fully written the whole song and released it. It's on iTunes and Spotify, called Waves of Time. But it started out about, Carson missing Faith, but then it turned out to, the way I finished the song was there was a distance between Los Angeles and Vancouver, so the song became about my true love, who is Kate Austin, my fiance. So the song started out for my character, and then it quickly, it's hard to really emotionally connect to an imaginary situation in the past about a song in 1918 and a hypothetical song. So the idea started with Carson and Faith, and then it finished. And it's called Waves of Time. Yeah, I was thrilled to be able to sing and play. And what's funny is I had to go in the studio and recut it like I didn't know how to play so well. So I had to. Oh, I don't have my guitar here, but I had to not have very efficient hands and not even sing my full. So I had to back everything kind of back, which was a challenge to play like I didn't really know how to play. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and to make it match for the time, because my finger picking style might be a little more current than that. So this is just some of the fun things you get to do when you play, when you do your best to stay within a time frame like we do on the show. But wow. I was thrilled. I would love to hear some of the other cast do their singing, but I get that it's got to make sense for the story. In that moment, it kind of did. Carson had a bunch of time on his hands, picked up the guitar, and was thinking about his love that was 1,000 miles away. So,
well, it's almost like you've spoiled us by giving us this music, because the fans, us as Hardys, we want more. Is there a chance that we will see more music from you at some point during season 8?
I don't want to spoil it for you. I really don't. I really think that I know there's some more music that I can say for sure, but whether it's for me or not, I can't really share. Now it's I really do. It was really great. I love what John's done with the scripts. He's, from what I can, my perspective, he's really brought the whole town together in a lot of ways, and had everybody sort of mixed together. And there's a lot to these scripts that they're very exciting. This season has a lot of excitement coming for the fans, and a lot of, I would say, surprises and turns, and it's a bit of a hold on to your seatbelt, kind of hold on for your, grab the side of your car, your chuck wagon or whatever, and hold on. Because this season's has some turns in the road for sure.
Well, my seatbelt is buckled and we're ready to go on the ride with you. My last question for you, Paul, and again, not trying to rush anybody here, but seeing the love between Faith and Carson, do you think they're close to maybe taking the next step, maybe a proposal?
Well, you see. That's complicated. There's a secret that Carson carries the entire year with him that I'll share at the end of the season. But let's just say it's bumpy, and it's like there's a lot of love and there's a lot of, but these are two people that are completely now in a different career. Even she's a doctor, right? And we're in a small town, and so there's I can't give it away. You're gonna have to wait and see, but I have to actually stop talking.
Okay. Whenever they're ready to take that step, we will be there cheering and supporting and loving on them as we always do. This wouldn't be a true When Calls the Heart interview if I didn't ask you this question. And I know it's difficult because let's just set the record straight. I know everybody at the end of the day is truly Team Elizabeth. We want Elizabeth and baby Jack to be happy. But if there was a 0.0001% competitive advantage, And you can just say it as yourself. You're a human. You're allowed to have an opinion. Viv, let's start with you. If Elizabeth was your pal in real life,
yes,
who do you think she should end up with, Nathan or Lucas?
If I was Elizabeth's pal in real life,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, she knows the life, the life of a wife of a Mountie. She knows that,
Yes.
right? She's been through that. I mean, they're both so handsome. I don't, what are you gonna do? Well, that's a tough one. I can't decide. I tried. I can't decide. You can't. I don't know. They're both great. How are you supposed to decide between them? I can't pick one. I don't know. Sorry, Hardee's.
If Elizabeth comes to you and goes, Viv, I'm in a pickle. I've got these two incredible men with unbelievable qualities to each of them.
Right.
You have to choose, Viv.
I have to choose one.
You gotta do it, bud.
Oh man. Well, I mean, I would say, who told you? Who's declared their feelings for you? That might be the way I would go. Who said something? I think we already know who said something.
Okay, you're talking about the bombshell at the end of episode 2. Are you talking about that big moment with Nathan?
Yeah.
Okay.
Poured his heart out. 1918. That's not easy. That's not easy.
Yeah, nothing's easy in 1918.
Right? He just told her, this woman, I love you. Oh, wow. Come on now.
Yeah, I was like, the whole time my jaw was on the floor. I was like, go Nathan. I really loved seeing him, be so vulnerable and really work up the courage after, a couple seasons of being a little more timid. So is it fair to say Viv is Team Nathan?
I think so. He's a man of action and he knows how to bear his heart. Come on now. And I mean, look at that, the man in uniform. How are you going to say no to that? Pretty
Totally fair. All right, Aren Buchholz. Nathan, Team Lucas.
I used to be Team Nathan. I'll admit I was Team Nathan because it's a show about a teacher with a Mountie. I was like, I just got to end up with another Mountie. Come on. And then I was Team both of them because they're both so awesome.
Yes.
Right? They are. They're really great guys. Either way, she can't go wrong. Now, though, I think I've switched over. I'm Team Lucas now.
Tell me why.
He's just so charming. No, you know what? He has a really good relationship with baby Jack, which I think is really important to her. And I think he can give her a life that will be different enough from Jack, but also like a lot of the same qualities that she'll appreciate. So I think that excitement that Lucas brings will be really exciting for her. Yeah. Let's go with Team Lucas.
good answer.
That's a great answer. Great answer. All right, Paul, where does your loyalty lie?
I think she should marry them both. Is that possible?
Not on this show.
Oh, no. Okay. So it's tough because Nathan, because of the risks of the job, could be, she could revisit a very tragic past very quickly. And Lucas's father left the mother, and Lucas is a wanderer, and he's also got a lot of mystery, and so neither are really very good options from what I can tell. I mean, it's a tough decision. Like they're both.
We just went from they're both incredible. We love them both. We cannot get enough of both. And now Paul is like, I don't know about either of these.
Hard left.
I know. What do you do if I was her friend and I wouldn't want her to get hurt? I would be like, hey, maybe stay single for a little while and see which one kind of survives the great Wild West. I don't know. Honestly, I've gone back and forth. My mom is Team Nathan, so I'm just gonna have to go with my mom because she's got a pretty good grasp on what's good for people. She sure thought she knew what was good for me growing up.
Aw. Well, okay, so Paul, you're Team Nathan. I need poker faces from you, gentlemen, because I know how the season ends. without revealing anything, I want to know, what was your expression? What was running through your mind when you read the, I assume, finale episode of season 8 and you finally saw the resolution to this love triangle?
Okay.
Poker face.
Viv, what was going through your mind there? Other than giving it a thumbs up, what was going through your mind?
Yeah, I was like, well, I can see why you did that. That's what I was thinking. I can see why that happened. I see that.
Okay, you seem pleased with the end result.
Yeah.
And you think
sense.
Okay. Aren Buchholz, can I see your expression?
Yeah. I was like, that was my expression. I was happy for her. She makes a great choice.
Okay. How do you think the Hardys will react to it?
I think at this point they just want her to pick. So I think that they'd be happy with either of them. I really think they would. So I think they're ready for her to be happy because it's like the love triangles. It's fun, but it's also a lot of turmoil for her.
Yeah.
Let's have some have some love, have some happiness.
Yeah.
No, enjoy your life. Enjoy, relax.
Yes.
Enjoy the companionship.
Exactly.
Paul, how do you think the Hardys are going to react once Elizabeth finally makes her decision?
Well, depends what team they're on. I mean, it truly just depends which side of the fence that they're swinging for. So I'd say half of them are going to be chuffed, thrilled, and the other half are going to come to terms pretty quickly about it. They're gonna. I think they're gonna be very concerned as well.
Well, listen, here's my personal hot take. If you love the show, if you love Elizabeth, you just want her to be happy. So even if the quote team that you were rooting for doesn't necessarily win in the end, Aren Krakow has already confirmed neither gentleman is going anywhere. We're still going to get lots of heartwarming moments with, the show. The show's about community. It's about this group of people, and we've really fallen in love with everybody, whether they're, the quote lucky suitor who gets picked, or they're just someone else who moves on and finds love and happiness in a different way. So
totally.
I think everybody's going to be excited. Before we wrap up, do you guys have time for a quick little rapid fire game?
Yeah.
Let's do it. So I affectionately call this game Who's Your Guy? The gentlemen on When Calls the Heart are truly top notch on screen and off screen. So I'm going to give you a question or a category, and you just blurt out the first guy that comes to mind. Okay.
Yeah.
Who is most likely to be caught snacking at craft services?
Chris
McNally.
Chris.
Oh, you say you.
I say me.
Yeah.
Do you see Chris at craft services quite a lot?
Yeah, right.
Oh yeah, he's always got a cup in his hand, even when he's not.
Like one of those little fruit cups or something. It's like always.
Always
and then even in my trailer, he was watching live and he was eating the whole time.
Yeah, he's very healthy.
But he never gets food in his beard. I must say, I'm impressed by that.
I don't understand. I don't understand that. I have food in my beard right now.
Yeah. I'm just getting used to this, and I've already got it all over,
Good for something.
Who is most likely to pull an on-set prank?
Paul.
Kevin. I say Kevin.
Paul, I feel like I've heard some stories in the past. I know.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Certain people, I won't say any names, Aaron, not this Aaron, hates being scared. So Aren Krakow does not like being scared, which takes out all the fun of scaring for me. So I would say that my sparkle is quite diminished as a result. But, I've scared Martin coming pretty dramatically on his trailer. And I'm always going up to people and biting them on the ankle like a pretend dog. It's just, I can't help myself. I really can't. Wow. And somebody has to be like, Paul, I hate that for me to stop. Otherwise it'd be like, fun, right? It's fun, right? I've never grown up.
So Viv's the new guy on the show. Did Viv get was he on the receiving end of any pranks this season?
Viv was herding cats. I didn't want to throw another spanner in the works.
Thank you.
He was not actual cats, but he had his children there, and it was felt like there was quite a bit. I don't think I scared you, did I?
No, you took mercy on me. You did. You saw.
That has an expiration date.
I know.
No,
I'll be ready. Ready.
I was gonna say, fingers crossed we get a season 9, so Paul can have his moment there.
Well, it's gonna happen.
I think so. Who is most likely to break character in the middle of a scene?
I would say Kevin, probably.
Kevin McGarry? What, does he get the giggles?
Yeah.
He's a goofball, yeah.
He's a bit of a goof, and he can go from not like just talking to being super serious, like really easily. From my experience, and he's hilarious. So but Kevin's right there too. I think Kevin.
Yeah. I was gonna say Kevin.
Yeah.
And on the flip side, who never breaks? Who's just always like in hyper mega professional mode?
Mr. Webb.
No, you're right. You're Jack Wagner. You're right. I've never seen Jack break in a scene.
Really? Wow.
No, I've seen
impressive.
Aaron Kracko. She gets a giggle. She can go for it too.
Yeah, pages of dialogue. I've seen her just focus, man.
Wow.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Okay, I want all 3 of you to answer this. If you could pick a character on the show to be your best friend in real life, who would you choose?
Ned.
Oh.
Elizabeth, of course.
Aaron?
I'd go with Hickam. Hickam's a fun time.
Hickam's great.
Good guy. He's always good.
It's been great to see more of Hickam this season. He's really getting his hand. Yeah, he's getting involved. Yeah, it's wonderful.
Getting his ear chopped off. I mean, yeah, it's doing great.
Ned's a good listener, so we don't have to talk about our feelings too much with Ned.
He listens intently, yes.
Yeah.
And my last question, if you guys could play a different character for a day or for an episode, who would you want to play and why?
I think Rosemary.
Oh yeah. Okay.
It would be so. It would be so fun to make everything that big and it be just in the normal, like it would. She has a really great way of making Rosemary so bubbly without it looking at ever like she's overacting or ever. It would just be really fun to have that much fun. And I think Rosemary is constantly just like, so
I would love to see you do that.
Sure.
Can we start a petition? I would absolutely love to see that.
Yeah, it'd be really fun. She's got this, it's her voice too. Her voice reminds me of so many people in my family, like my cousin Karen, and she has a slight Canadian kind of warmth to it that reminds me of my whole family. Yeah.
I love that. Okay, we're gonna absolutely start a fan petition for that, Paul, to see you channel your inner Rosemary at some point. Aren Buchholz, who would you like to play for a day?
I think I would pick Bill because he's always out investigating. He's always got some like cool like missions, like a detective. So I think it'd be fun to go out there and solve some crime. I
love that. Judge Flynn, I think, has a nice ring to it.
Right?
Yeah, let's Jesse work up that ladder. Absolutely. And Viv, who would you like to give a shot for a day?
Oh, Nathan, of course. I get to wear the red jacket. Come on now. That's it. That's what it's all about.
Ride the horse, the whole thing.
The horse, the jacket. Please. I think I look good in that jacket. I really do.
Yeah, you would.
I just spoke it.
Great.
100%. Before we wrap up, is there any final message that you would like to send to the Hardys? You know, the show has obviously meant so much to so many people for years, but especially over the last year, I think the show has really provided a sense of normalcy and comfort to many people around the world. Is there anything that you guys would like to say?
Sure. I just want to say thank you to the Hardys for, really being so well organized and so like they're and so lovely and so passionate about what we're creating that there's such a massive movement and such a big reason that we are allowed to keep creating stories like this, because we have this massive audience out there that's really excited about our characters and the town And so just a huge thank you to the Hardys for being there through all the ups and downs, and now through this time that we're in. Just the support and the love from them has just been amazing.
Yeah, ditto to all of that.
Do you guys keep up with what they're saying and the edits that they make? Because the Hardys put a lot of time and thought and care into a lot of these videos and images that I see on Twitter and social media.
Oh yeah, they're crafty.
Yeah.
They are crafty.
So creative too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I gotta say, I have some family members that are big Hardys, and before I got on the show, I'd say, "Oh, I'm doing this other thing," and they'd be like, "Oh, that's very nice." But now everybody's excited and calling me, and they want to get spoilers. I'm like, "No, I'm not telling you anything. You gotta watch. You gotta tune in." So it's amazing to see how welcoming the community has been. Like the Hardys, it's literally like walking. It's like riding into Hope Valley. We're so welcome. It's incredible. I haven't seen this before, and I've been acting a long time, and I've not seen a fan base come out like this to welcome somebody new. It's incredible. They are absolutely amazing. Yeah, it's a special place, and they drive it. You can feel everything that we do. The Hardys are wrapped up in all of it. Really
I think you can definitely feel the Hardys, all their love. It's like wrapped up in the show, and I think that's something that's really cool about this season. I'll just say real quick, John Tinker did a really great job of like bringing, like I think you mentioned that earlier, Paul, just having all the characters kind of intertwined, and it feels more like a community, like that. We got all that Hardy love kind of like wrapped up through it. It's a really good season. I think they're really gonna love it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I know you gentlemen have just scratched the surface. We've got episode 3 coming up this Sunday. I encourage everybody to tune in 9 p.m. on Hallmark Channel. When Calls the Heart, of course, tweet along with us, #Hardys. And I am so excited to see what happens next. Thank you, gentlemen, for your time.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Bye.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Yes.
Yeah.